Need to put on my safety glasses. Tasty. There we go. The worm screw. Oh yeah. That's the ticket. And now it's good and secure. This measures.
It is. Need to go.
Oh, you can just set it down right there if you want. I didn't say tear up my shop. Just set down the cord. 11 by about 8. Kind of a good picture.
I like that. It's freaking awesome. Do you want it to look like that?
The bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm cool. She's pretty thick, about an inch. It's got a nice little OG curve happening. So, I'm gonna clean up the mess. Now say hi, hon.
He only wants to show me why I look like doo-doo.
You never look like doo-doo. Alright, so this wasn't gonna be a teaching video, but I had a question this morning about why nobody hollows out the bowl first and then turns the outside. And this is a perfect example of why. You see the grain and which way it's pointing. It's pointing up, well, towards the tailstock. Now if you remember when we first turned it, or when we started, of course this is, you know, it's already almost completely finished. And it won't fit in here now. But when we started, it was facing this direction, which is going with the grain. Right? So all the fibers underneath were being laid down by the end of the tool as we were cutting them. Supported fibers. Oh, don't do that. That would just be wrong. Since this was green and I had to let it dry, I couldn't get everything taken care of in the proper direction. A simple way of knowing which direction to cut, as a general rule, there's always times that change. You're going to be cutting towards your headstock. On the inside of a bull, you're cutting down towards the headstock. When you're roughing the bull outside, of course it's flipped around, you're cutting towards the headstock. Now spindle work is, you know, completely different, but we're talking about bulls. And like I said, this is just the best example of telling you why. I mean, the grain is telling you which way to go. We're going to clean this up, and I'm going to go the wrong way, and then we'll come back and make the proper cut. If it turns out this is going to be a gift to the people who own the land where I've been getting all this walnut. This is considered uphill of the grain. There's no grain underneath I'm supporting. So when I cut this way, I'm ripping the fibers out. Much like using a hand plane. You're just ripping the hell out of the fibers instead of laying the fibers down as you cut. Enough jibber jabbing. Alright, so wrong direction. Sharp tool. See how those fibers are torn? So I'm going to go the correct way now, and then I'll bring you back around to look at it. Also good for situations like this to learn how to turn with your left hand. So I think you can see the difference here. But see how nice and pretty that is? No tear out. Back to having fun. Alright, so a couple days have passed, and I've got that soaked in some Danish oil. We're going to take a look at another way of holding a bull to the chuck to finish out the bottom. So all I've got is just a piece of pine. I got a tenon on it. I have it marked. I just have it rounded over enough to fit the inside of the bowl. And that's going to give me enough. Where's number one? There it is. That's going to give me enough clearance for the live edge not to hit the lathe. These come in handy for all sorts of odd things. So with that, then use some drawer liner. Gently stick it in. And this is another reason why I typically try to leave the hole from the initial turning. I didn't on this one, but typically I try to. So if I would have left the hole there, then I wouldn't have this sort of issue. That looks pretty good. It's good and secure. Now we can go ahead and turn off the tenon, most of it. And because I'm gonna have to put this back on the lathe in a year or so. After it, you know, fully cures or dries. In about a year, I'm gonna give it to them, but in about a year, I'm gonna take it back, put it back on the lathe, give it a good sanding, put a really nice finish on it. But I want them to know not to go burn stuff. So I'm kind of pushing this project. So now we can go ahead and clean up the bottom, put a mortise in, and everybody should be happy. Using the handy dandy little tool. All right, so here she is. The bottom cleaned up. Yeah, so I'm gonna go give it to them. It is green, like I said, so I'm not able to get a really great finish on it, but I left them in the note that I'll come back in a year or so and take it back, clean it up, put a really nice finish. The color change on this, it's just outstanding. So hopefully it doesn't blow apart and everything's good. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned some stuff. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. Have a wonderful day.